So I'm currently writing down some recipes that I can make because I need to go grocery shopping and I need to methodically think about the food that we're gonna have for the week. Today me and Paco are home together, so I have the time to cook. I cannot rely on everybody to bring me food the entire motherhood, so I need to start figuring out ways to make the food thing work because we gotta eat. I've said this on my channel before, but I just like having pen and paper. This is my base, and then I'm gonna see what I can make with each meal. So I already have in mind of what if I can make like a pasta salad that I don't even have to heat up. I can get it cold straight out of the fridge and then have that as a meal. So I'm gonna start with that. What do I want to put in my pasta salad? I could make some of the Greek yogurt things. I could make a tuna salad, something warm. Could be like a soup or something. Would you prefer like a meal of like rice, some sort of chicken or?
Yes, a soup is also nice. No, I don't feel like this. A soup would be nice. Also.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Is that just my dad?
Barcode?
Is that just my dad that I love so much? He's like, yo, where you been, bro? Mommy's over here talking to me about groceries. I don't even know what a grocery is. So I basically listed out the different recipes that I want to make for the week, and then each of those recipes have like specific ingredients, of course. So I wrote down what I'm going to need for each recipe, and then I based my list off of that. So anytime I wrote something down on the list, I would check it off from the recipe to know that I have that covered already. Now my grocery list is nice and full, and I know that whatever I get from here will be good to get the recipes that I want to make for the week done. Okay, so I got a bunch of containers washed. I'm going to be using them when I get back home from the grocery store and after I cook and everything. So I just want to have like a visual of all the containers that I do have to know like what I can put in where and how much space I have for everything that I'm going to cook. I had to empty out my fridge and see what was good, what was not anymore, because some things had gotten a little bit too old, if you know what I mean. You're hungry like 24 hours of the day, you know that, right? Can you believe I'm out here doing this by myself? I have a car seat in the back now, like look at me. So yeah, I'm doing the grocery shopping by myself because it's just too much for all of us to go together. I like taking my time at the grocery store. Left some milk at home for the baby to eat if he gets hungry while I'm gone. Faku is with him, and we are about to go in and do our grocery shopping. On my way back home, I feel so accomplished and proud of myself, but I also feel so tired. So I'm currently so out of shape because of how inactive I've been the past month, and obviously like the end of my pregnancy I wasn't very active at all. I like felt my lower back after a grocery trip. Like I need to start working out again. I'm currently home. Faku told me that the baby just woke up, so I'm trying to see if I can feed him. Faku takes everything down from the car. Okay, so currently back home. I just want to make a note that before I even get started, I am making sure that my dishwasher is empty because I'm going to be going through a lot of dishes and I don't want to end up with a pile in the sink. As I finish using whatever I'm using, I'm going to put it in the dishwasher so that when I'm done, I can just set the dishwasher and I don't even have to worry about the dishes. I also have a garbage bag right here, right underneath where I'm going to work. That way, anything I have to throw away, I can just quickly put in here. I don't have to walk to the garbage, anything like that. This is a dedicated garbage bag for all of the cooking I'm going to do today. So we are at the cooking starting point. I'm gonna go ahead and put a pot of water to boil on the stove, and while that comes to a boil, I'm gonna start prepping my celery. I'm using celery in 2 recipes today. One recipe is just tuna salad, and then another is chicken soup. So I got some celery chopped, and now my water has come to a boil. I'm gonna go ahead and start boiling some eggs. I wanted to get this out of the way and done because it literally just takes like 10 minutes for the eggs to boil, and then you're good. So once all of my eggs are in there, I'm just gonna leave them for about 10 minutes and then continue with my chopping. The tuna salad required the diced celery, and then the chicken soup is the sliced celery. I'm also chopping up some onion, and this is gonna be for the chicken soup. By the way, the order in which I'm doing everything is not the most perfect. Maybe other people can do it in a more efficient way, but at the end of the day, I got everything done. It was fine. I'm transferring my boiled eggs into some ice cold water just to stop the cooking. While that cools down, I am prepping more vegetables. So for my tuna salad, I'm using red onion. So I'm putting that into the same container as a diced celery and just mixing that up. Whatever I'm not using, I'm gonna go ahead and store in a plastic bag to just put in the fridge. Also, whatever leftovers I do have, I always make sure to put it eye level in the fridge to make sure that I don't forget about it. If I put it tucked away in a drawer, I will forget about it and it will go to waste. These carrots I'm chopping for my chicken soup, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started on it. So I got a new pot of boiling water, and I'm gonna go ahead and boil some chicken. Now I'm gonna go ahead and season the water that the chicken is boiling in, and I am very hefty with the seasonings because I am literally seasoning water and I want it to be flavorful. Clearly I don't measure, I like to eyeball things, but I'm definitely not afraid to season. While the chicken boils, I'm gonna go ahead and open my tuna cans. Normally I get tuna in water. I don't know why this time I didn't realize that this was tuna in oil, but whatever, it turned out fine. Everybody makes their tuna salad a little bit different. I'm just adding some mayo and some mustard, more mayo than mustard, and that's how it turned out. That is ready to go, and I put that in the fridge. By this point, my eggs have cooled down, so I'm gonna start to peel them so that I can store them. So I'm just tapping them like if you were to crack the egg, and then I roll them a little bit, it loosens up the shell, and then I'm able to peel it. I rinse the eggs one last time. This way there's no extra shells that might have been stuck to them, and then I go ahead and put them in a container, and they're good to go in the fridge. These pieces of chicken were really thin, so they cook pretty quickly. I'm gonna take them out of the water, set the water aside. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I wanted to do everything in the same pot. So I took the water out of the pot, and now I'm putting oil in there and putting in my veggies that I had cut up while I shred my chicken. There are different methods to do this. I'm just doing the most easy one, or the most accessible one, which is just by using 2 forks to separate the chicken pieces. I'm gonna add some minced garlic to the veggies, let that cook a little bit, and after a few minutes I can go ahead and add my chicken. I'm gonna stir that around and let that cook for a few minutes as well, and then I can go ahead and add my water after that. Now all that's left to do is just cover it and let it cook on low for like 20 minutes, and it's done. So while that cooks, I'm getting started on my Italian pasta salad. I am cutting up some cherry tomatoes, some red onion, this whole pack of salami. It's like herb crusted. I just wanted to try it. It's pretty good. And the herbs actually did play a role in the overall seasoning of the pasta salad. I am chopping up some fresh mozzarella. I love fresh mozzarella. It's just so good. And I also did chop up some pepperoncinis. I didn't show it on camera, but I did get those in there. And then I also added the pasta, which I also didn't show on camera. And getting that mixed up, you can hear the baby next to me. He's so cute. The pasta salad already looks good like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and dress it with some olive oil, some balsamic vinegar, and some seasonings. Honestly, I just trusted my gut on this because I didn't even taste it until it was already packed in the fridge the next day. But it did turn out good. So trusting my gut in this case was a good thing, and this salad was awesome. So next I'm getting started on some burrito bowls. For this I'm using ground beef. I always use chicken for my burrito bowls, but this time I wanted to do something different. So I added some onion to that, and I'm also seasoning it up. So again, I am very hefty on the seasonings. I love seasoning. Obviously, you want the food that you're eating to taste good. I went back and added some more chili powder to this because I really wanted that flavor to come through. And I am chopping some lettuce and tomatoes. The tomatoes I didn't show on camera, but I'm literally just prepping them to have them in a container to top my burrito bowls with. So I am going to store these deconstructed. I'm going to do the rice and the meat in one container, and then the fresh toppings in another container, because that way I can just easily microwave this container of the rice and the meat, and then I can add add on my fresh toppings and they'll still be nice and cold. Now the last thing I'm working on are these overnight oatmeals. I took a whole carton of strawberries, washed them, dried them, and I am dividing them equally into these 5 jars. So I am breastfeeding at the moment, and I've seen a lot of things online that say that flax seeds and oatmeal are really good for breast milk production. So in order to keep my supply up, I'm hoping that this will help me. I'm sweetening with some honey, and then I'm adding some vanilla extract to each jar. And then I will go ahead and eyeball in some of the oatmeal. I'm not filling them all the way because I want room to add the milk, and then that room will just help everything move around when I shake the jars up. These overnight oatmeals are lifesavers in the early morning feeds when you are tired but hungry. Literally, all you have to do is take them out, get a spoon, and eat. So this is everything that I made. My deconstructed burrito bowls. I also have some cheese and sour cream in the fridge to eat with them. My overnight oats. My Italian pasta salads already sectioned out. Some tuna salad, which is great for sandwiches or wraps. I could also use the lettuce and tomatoes in those wraps. I can eat these eggs as is or add them to avocado toast. And there is a portion of the soup I made. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you found it helpful.